All right, welcome to the first episode of my podcast, and this is going to be about Greek life. You could call this Greek talk or Greek pod. I haven't thought of a name yet, but we'll get to it eventually. And what we're going to be discussing today is what does the fraternity lodge actually do for the members who use it every day? And so this is really important to me personally because being an active member in a fraternity, it's a big part of my life. So I hold it pretty precious to me, and it's pretty important to my daily life. And it really means a lot. It means a lot because a lot of memories are spent, and it's a $3 million lodge. So you can understand why some people feel it's so important, and some people just think it's so worthless or not dedicated. And I really want to try to tap into a non-stereotypical, biased attitude towards this, but it's obviously going to be a little biased being myself, so take that into an account when I hold my interviews and explain the outcome and the evidence that comes from these interviews. So hold that into account, and I really just wanted people outside of Greek life to see what really happens in the lodge instead of just assuming stereotypes. There's a lot of stereotypes held with fraternity members and Greek life as a whole. And so you really want to not push that agenda of the stereotypical viewpoint that people have. And my goal is really to just show how the lodge is just more than a building. It's really just a place that affects daily lives, comfort, character, and overall well-being of a group of people that all can relate to one thing, and that's they have the lodge, have a place they could all go to, a comfort place. And, I use this multi-module format to really set the point of, pictures, interviews, narration, so the audience could actually see the experience, not just read about it. And I use visuals such as in the back, you're going to see the basketball court and all of the hangout areas, and just get a perspective on how this place can really emphasize a person's well-being, So I didn't really want to use flashy editing or really super hard technology. I wanted to keep it simple, just basic software to keep the project natural and not flashy. And so the first point I want to harp on is really the interview. So I want to get to the point where how is the house really affecting these people? And my first interviewee was this member in Kappa Alpha named Asa. And I asked him, how did he feel about his lodge and what effects it had on him? And his response was, and I quote, "I enjoy every day. I can hang out with my boys at the lodge and hoop and drink." And I know my first quote was about drinking, but that's the culture, and they're 21 years old. So that's the culture that really comes with fraternities. It might be a stereotype, but it's true, I assume. And yeah, they're consuming alcohol in the lodge, but also it's not a dry campus, so that's allowed. But they're really bonding with each other, they get to go play basketball, they get to do whatever they like in their lodge. It's not just considered a lodge of the fraternity, it's a lodge that they could go to and really enjoy their time and go there, relax, not worry about consequences or worry about the future. It's a time where you could chill out, away from school, away from life, off campus, where you could really consume knowledge, not just of books, but about your brothers. And that's really what they're trying to do there, and it's really important to them. So I assume it's really important to every fraternity member, and that's a great, valid point that he made there. And there's also the other side of that, where people believe that the house isn't very spectacular. They believe $3 million, waste of space, not a place that's going to positively impact the community. And they think it's not helping these people whatsoever. So my next interviewee is a girl named Sophia. She's not in Greek life. She's a junior. She's been around Greek life for 3 years. And this is what she said. "I don't think it's worth it. You're paying money to have friends and a house." And so this is a great point on how people feel on Greek life as a whole. She believes that they're just paying for friends and paying for this house that goes nowhere and doesn't have an effect on the community whatsoever. And this is a viewpoint that a lot of people hold, and yeah, I don't agree with it personally, but it makes sense. I mean, she's never experienced it, and she probably never will. I'm not sure if she's been to any of the houses before, but she really believes that it's just not worth it. And so I interviewed another person named Karsten, and he's in a different fraternity in Phi Delt, and this is someone that I've known for a while, so he was a little more outspoken about it. And he said, I think my dues go to an important place because the lodge and all the philanthropy we do goes to a greater and better purpose. And so that's a good point. He explains how philanthropy is a big part of Greek life and a big part of the way they use their lodge. They hold many philanthropy events, many philanthropy goals where they try to use the lodge and utilize its vast space to hold these events. Like I think last week there was a you could write to kids and gift wrap toys and give it to them, and so that's a great point. And so I try to include facts like the 24/7 access, the money getting put into it, and the different ways we use it is really just facts of how important it is. You get 24/7 access, and you pay around $2,000 in dues, but you can go there anytime to hang out, see your friends, be with your boys, and it's really a great time. And not enough people understand this because people might feel left out, and that makes them have a negative viewpoint about Greek life. And I'm not trying to argue or defend, but people really have a strong viewpoint on Greek life, whether it's positive, negative. It's really hard because you can't really judge someone based on their brotherhood, their personal comfort. But often people judge them, and people are very judgmental about it. But in reality, people just don't understand where they're coming from, why they're paying all this money to have a house and have a fraternity with brothers. And so it's really hard, you know. I wanted to show how the lodge is a support system. And it's 189 guys. It's not just a hangout spot or a party palace. It's really a place with support. And so there's a complete backbone to where people can go and have support from their friends, not only mentally, physically, whatever they need. They could go play basketball. They could go hang out, play ping pong, watch the football games on Sunday. There's tailgates they could watch there for the football games. Anytime you want, you could go there. You could text one of your friends. He could show up. You guys can play a game of ping pong and do your homework. Because there's always guys, upper class, that already took your major or took those classes, and they really want to help you. And so you can invite some of those guys to the lodge. They can help you with anything you need. And so it's really just a backbone for all these people. And I really feel like that's just really important to kids' needs, especially when you're new to college, when you're a freshman. It's really important that you have a place where you can go that feels a little bit more like home, because you're away from home. Some people are across from coast to coast, and being in Texas may be hard on them, and maybe it's a new place they're not yet used to. And so being in this type of environment feels a little bit more like home. They could go play whatever, basketball, can go hang out on the couch and watch football, even sit in the chapter room and paint. It's whatever you make it to be. And so that's really why these people hold it so dear to them. And that's why it's so important for the members to hold the fraternity above a lot of other things in their life. The lodge is certainly a place where they can use it every day and really experience it to the max and have fun with their daily lives, not just through school, but something else. Something a step away from just Texas Tech, but Greek life at Texas Tech. And that really has a really important piece to everyone's life, especially those in Greek life. It's a really important point in their life. And so that's pretty much all of my podcast for the day. I really just wanted to show how the lodge is a support system and home for all 190 guys, and how it's not just a hangout spot, but truly a place where they can evolve as people and have friends and a support system they can rely on. Thank you.